Okay, so this alternator bolt broke off. So I removed the part of the bolt, and what I'm going to do now is remove the entire alternator. And once I remove the alternator, I'm going to work on taking the part that got stuck in there. As you can see, there's part of a bolt that's stuck in there, so we're going to remove that. So the first thing I had to do was remove the negative battery cable terminal. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is, since we already got the bolt off the top here, we need to get these electrical wires taken off. So this top one, all you have to do is squeeze the top and pull. That one's done. Okay, so on this other one that we're going to pull out, you might want to move this out of the way. You can squeeze it if you want, just to show you that it, on the right hand side is the clip. Then you just want to pull the, you want to squeeze it with your fingers and then pull it out. It's not the, this is the hardest one of the three to do. Okay, so this little clip that goes on there, the best way to do it, you can squeeze on it if you want, but just kind of push back on the back of it with your pliers. You can push forward with it and then pull from the front, and that pretty much gets it out of there. Okay, so this last one, all you got to do is just right here, just squeeze it. It's pretty simple, and then pull up. Squeeze and pull. Okay, so push the alternator forward after you've taken off all these clips, because we're going to remove the belt. You can use a flat blade screwdriver and just get the belt off. Okay, so there's one other bolt that needs to be taken off. So what I do is that you can just take the end or a screwdriver and just push down, and it opens right up. That's the cover. And then you got to take off this bolt. Now that we remove that, there's one bolt left that we need to deal with. Right there. It looks like it's a 14 millimeter, so it's right below the pulley. So let's pull that out now. Okay, so I took a break from this for a minute. When I came back, I realized I can't get the alternator out easily without removing this piece. So I'm going to take these two bolts off, remove that, and then we're going to take the alternator off. Now that I removed this bracket, make sure you keep these screws in the right spot when you put it back in. One's much shorter than the other. Now we can get to the alternator and wiggle it loose. So after you pull out the alternator, you can see there's a groove there where the main bolt goes through. To get the alternator out, you're probably gonna have to wiggle it left, right, back and forth, left, right, back and forth until it finally comes out. It's a very tight fit. Okay, so right here, this screw had bolt had broke off. As you can see, it's going through, so I'm going to use these tools and extract it. So it's time for extraction. So I used an electric power drill with a metal drill bit that was smaller than the broken off bolt. After drilling a small hole, I took a screw extractor and easily removed the bolt. Before you put the alternator back in, or if you purchased a new alternator, either way, you want to put the bolt back in like you see here in this picture. You only need to get the bolt started, then place the alternator in the groove and wiggle it down in there. Okay, I just installed the bottom bolt on the alternator. If you tighten it too much, you won't be able to move it. So that's how you know you tightened it too much. But it looks snug, but it's movable. So let's get ready and put on this bracket. Okay, now that I put the bracket back on, I'm going to work on getting the belt back on. Now that I got the belt back on, I'm working on putting the bolts in. See my new shiny bolt? It's looking good. So I'm going to reconnect cables. I'm starting out with this one first. The one that has a bolt on it. That's the most difficult one probably to reconnect because you gotta actually have a socket. So I tightened it back up. So now all you do is just close this little. Yep, just close it, make sure it snaps, and that part's done. Now it's time to do these other connectors. So on these connectors, I'm going to start with the bottom one first. Next, I'm going to do this one in the middle. And it should go in pretty quickly. And then this last one. And after you attached your wires, don't forget to push this back in. You just push it in with your thumb. It's easy. Everything got put back together. This looks really good. No issues with the bolt, as you can see. That's a new bolt I put in. Car's running good, and thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was a help.